for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
We are the light. We are the world. We're all connecting here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We're here to answer your questions and to explore life's possibilities and to remember who we are. So many times in our lives we ask these questions. We seek answers, but we don't know how to identify whether we've got the right answer. There's confusion. There's an imbalance. So we have to figure out how to navigate where we are and what to do next. And we don't understand the answer because we're too wrapped up in the emotional attachment of the experience, the emotional attachment to the fear, the challenge, wherever we're going through, wherever we are. We're always pushing through something. And it makes it difficult for us to be one with the divine, to be one with the light, the love. And when we ask questions, we don't always know the right answers because maybe we're afraid to hear the right answer because we need an answer that is truthful. And sometimes we can't handle the truth. We can't always handle the honest, direct way to do things. Because perhaps it's something other than where you are, other than what you want your life to be like. Sometimes we are attached to the experience that we're in that is maybe a little toxic for us. We are attached to the difficulties of the engagement between someone else. And as we find this connection with people, we find that it's too much for us to break away. We just can't do it. We just don't know how to make a difference. And as we stand inside the storyline of that experience of love and connection, and then the relationship changing or the pattern that we're in, we find ourselves challenged. And we don't want to be challenged. The universe always asks us to grow. And there come the challenges. Growing outside of where you feel comfortable. Some people stay where they are, not because they want to be there, but because they're comfortable. Because it's easy to be there. But is it really easy? Is it really true to your heart? Does it really make you feel complete? Does that job fulfill you? We're here to answer questions on life. Because life poses many questions, and all of us seek answers. But the one thing every human being wants more than anything is to talk about love. That's to be the number one question that I get. When am I going to find love? Or does someone love you? Is the relationship going to work? The question Spirit always asks back, first and foremost, is do you love yourself? Do you love yourself enough to know when to walk away? Do you love yourself enough to realize you're worth a higher paycheck? You are worth a different experience? Or do you just hold on because it's easy? But in the journey of love, many of us have had difficulties. For some, their childhood dream is to be loved, to have somebody really love them. But maybe that's a little challenging. Because do we ever really let someone really love us? Or have the experiences of the past, perhaps the insecurities that were built in the early formative days of our childhood, perhaps those scars keep us guarded. And so, does anyone really know who you are? Are you comfortable enough to show yourself so that you can attract the right person? Someone who can honor you for who you are. The ups, the downs, the perfections, the imperfections. After all, isn't it that everyone wants to be loved? If it's the number one question, then that must mean that a lot of us are struggling with loving ourselves and finding love and keeping love and trusting that love is going to stay, always afraid that it might leave or end, or you've had bad experiences and these bad experiences have led you to believe or think that it's just going to be another story like the old story. So then you ask yourself, how do you write a new story? Answer is first, love yourself. How do you end something that's not working? First, love yourself. And trust that the universe will open the doors and find a way for you to be free. But many people have difficulty being alone. Again, the number one reason why the number one question is, when is love coming? Or is love going to stay? Or what can you tell me about love? What I can tell you about love is love in its purest and wholest form has the ability to transcend anything, anyone. I can tell you that love, when it's a heartfelt, soul-felt love, it's undeniably strong and connects people in a way that others can't understand. It can often be profound in a way that almost startles you and almost makes you want to run. Because after all, if you've been guarded, what can you do? So there's this journey that each one of us are set to be on in this life. And this path that we're on is meant to teach us to love, to feel, to experience, to heal, to recognize that we're more than this human experience. There's a spirit inside of us that emanates love. But how many of you have felt frustrated in the past few days? How many of you are feeling fearful? How many of you look out in the world and don't see love? Well, my guides and my angels would tell you to just be love. Don't worry what everyone else is doing. Just be love. And the more people who choose to be love, the easier it's going to be to create more love. To be the match of the person that you want, be love. To be the experience of joy, be joy. To be beautifully enmeshed in the energy of connection between you and another, in all ways, be free to be yourself. Don't let the stories of you're not good enough or smart enough, or the critical voice of a parent still haunt you all these years. Isn't it funny how the words of someone who criticized you pop up in your head every once in a while, even if it was 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? It's still there, haunting you, taunting you, looking to just trip you up. It's embedded in your subconscious, jeering you and making you feel like you can't do what you feel in your heart you want to do. How many of you were ever told that you weren't lovable as a child or treated as if you weren't lovable? Then how do you go out into the world and attract love? How do you go out into the world and be you when you are sure that you is not enough? It's a daunting task to be out in the world and secretly not feel as if you're measuring up or connected to others the way you want to be. Because somehow you don't feel as if you fit in, or you feel as if you're an imposter. And if someone were to see beyond the mask who you really are, that you're really not this spectacular person or employee or whoever you show yourself to be, if they were to see the real you, the insecure you, the uncertain you, then you'd have no one. I know there's some of you that feel that way. There's some of you who are performing so beautifully at your jobs, but you feel like you're an imposter. Like if they find out that I'm really not as good as they think I am, I'm going to lose my job. A lot of salespeople go through that. Because they're led to believe they're only as good as their last sale, they've got to constantly jump through hoops to prove themselves. They have this underlying fear that if they don't perform, they're not worthy, they're not good enough. Yes, there's that thought of I'll lose my job and I'll need to find another. But it's almost this comparative mind that says you won't measure up to the others. And sales, there was always a board that tells you how everyone is performing and where you measure next to them. And that almost mimics the dynamic of a family, brothers and sisters, and how you get compared to them. It's kind of crazy how the family structure that you were born to somehow begins to mimic in the external world, begins to transform into adult life in ways that we have adult people acting as if they're your big brother or your neighbor next door who was the kid who made fun of you. Only in adult terms, in adult ways. And here you are again, trapped in a dynamic that doesn't let you shine, that doesn't let you be light, be love, and doesn't let you feel as if you can be loved as a human. So the number one question is love. Because secretly, all of us wish we could be loved more. Secretly, all of us wish that we were so important to someone that they would move mountains for us, that we could be their priority. Almost like they did in the fairy tales. They would slay dragons, go against the odds. There's a part of everyone, especially if they didn't feel loved when they were growing up, that wants someone to be that for them. But first you have to be that for yourself. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to find a voice for you. Do battle. Push through the obstacles. Be your own cheerleader. Be your own CEO. Be your own CFO. There are a lot of jobs to do. Because you have to learn to trust yourself. You have to trust what you know inside, and you have to trust your instincts. Many of us have been taught to push them down, turn them off. Not really give them the attention and the belief that they require. You are a being of light who's tuned into a divine universe who, whether you know it or not, you have all the answers you need. They're in your heart. They're there. It's a feeling that swells up in your soul that pushes to the top and says, pick me, I'm the answer. But you doubt it. You're not comfortable with it. Something in your life experience that's made you a certain way asks of you to not give yourself that much credit because you were passed by before. So don't think you're worthy this time. And so you question your own judgment. You question your own question. And you go in circles. There's so many of you that spend more time in your head wrestling the dragons and the demons that you don't find an answer because the minute you think you have one, another possibility or contrast pops up and you do battle with that. No wonder you call and you say, why am I stuck? You're stuck because you're running around in your head going nowhere. Everything's always changing in the universe, but as humans, for some reason, we abhor change. We don't want to see ourselves in a new way, in a new experience, if we're not sure it's going to be safe. We're kind of timid creatures, even though with our personalities we have so many facets, and some of us are strong and brave and will push through anything, and others, we have to think. And think. You know, the other day I was opening up the sliding door, and I have a little cat named Cleopatra. Quite the fascinating little kitty cat. She followed me home when I was walking my dogs. My dogs have since passed. But when she followed us home, she was the teeniest little thing. I didn't really know what to do with her, so fast forward, I had to make a choice, and of course I kept her. And she's been with me ever since. It's been 11 years. But when I opened this sliding door, this brave little cat will stand in the doorway and she will sniff the air. And she'll just sniff for a little while. You can't push her out. Like, I can't say, okay, go, you've got to go. If you want to go out in this little screened-in area, go. I can't do that because she'll turn around and run the other way because she hasn't checked the energy. She hasn't settled into the scent. And she's trying to see who's out there so she knows whether she's in danger, because she's not going to put herself in danger. She's wired to be cautious, yet once she's established that it's okay, she doesn't second guess herself. Then she's this fierce little, teeny little kitty who can do anything. Of course, she's behind a screen, so it's quite the show for her to follow the birds and the squirrels and whomever she's watching and look almighty, but she's behind a screen. Well, there's a little bit of Cleopatra in all of us. We have to test the waters. We need to feel if the energy is good. And we've had so many mixed messages and experiences. Some of them have been less than pleasant. We need to make sure we're going to be safe this time. I get it. But we also can't go around in circles. There'll come a time where we can only sniff the air for so long until it's time for us to make a move. Are you in or are you out? You go big or go home. What do you want with your life? How would you love for your life to be? Because that's what's most important. For you to know that you have a purpose, a meaning, for you to love and be loved. And for those of you who think that love has passed you by, you missed your chance. Maybe it was that high school sweetheart that you thought you should have been with, that somehow it didn't work out. Love will come back around. Maybe they'll come back. You see, life has a way of working itself out. We have to trust the process. And you have to trust yourself and recognize that you are love and you are worthy of love, and the love that flows within you is always a magnetic force drawing others to love. But the wounds in you, well, they too have a magnetic pull. And that's why I always say, love yourself. Heal yourself. Look at where you've been and choose a different path. Remember, humans don't like change. We become accustomed to the way things were. And so we struggle with making the change. But change is good. If you are somewhere, somehow, in a place or way that doesn't feel good, then it's okay to make a change. It's okay to choose the path that you're on and not stay stuck in the same story. But to emerge out into the world, we've got to know that we are in alignment with what we want. What's next for us? If you're not getting paid what you desire and you know that you're worthy and you've done your self-work and love and you have chosen to be a higher vibration than where you come from, and you're still not getting the job you want, then you need to create something that works for you. Then you need to look in a different industry, a different way. You see, sometimes we just keep knocking on the same door, and when the door opens, we expect a different person or a different scene to be behind the door. We've got to knock on a different door. Because we have this life, and life is short. As fast as time goes, we have just so much allotted time. Each soul has a story to play out. But the theme of everybody's story is the story of love. So tonight we're answering your questions on all topics, all across the nation, at 866-972-7247. We're also answering questions on Facebook and YouTube, because that's where you can put your comments and we can join the conversation together. So we welcome your calls here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And that's me, Sarah Spiritual, popping in on the oldies every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So we thank you for joining us. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to come back to answer your questions on our phone lines and visit our friends on Facebook and YouTube on Sarah Spiritual. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Where are we now? Where will we go? What will change the course of life? I don't know. Where is light? Where is love? What will I do?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
Let's change the world and shine now right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. 866-972-7247. That's the number to call to get your question in so that we can check with Spirit and get you an answer. This is show number 767. I can't believe it. We're just dancing along here and We're getting ready to celebrate our 16-year anniversary, and we have quite the celebration coming up. So you're going to want to continue to listen and find out some of our details in the weeks to come so that you can save the date and be there for this very special event. 16 years. I can't believe it. And someone said to me, "What are you going to do when it's 20?" I go, "Oh, let's just do 16, please. And let's celebrate where we are, because we have to live in the moment of now." And we're so glad that you're joining us here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the Oldies Station. We're so glad to be broadcasting on 95.3 and 95.9 and 96.9, 106.9, 104.3 in Miami, and 104.7 HD3 and 103.1 HD3. We're happy to be on these stations and talking to all of you. 16 years almost later. So can't wait to celebrate with all of you. 866-972-7247. That's the number to call to get into the show. We've got some exciting things coming up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We have Calvin Cates from the Crystal Healing Bed at our center in West Palm Beach, the Metaphysical Center that has all the supplies you need for all of your spiritual tasks and journeys. But Calvin will be there Friday and Saturday, and this is Crystal Healing Service. So you want to pop in and visit ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com and register for your session, or call the Expedito Enlightenment Center. He'll be there Friday and Saturday. That's May 2nd and 3rd. And he's been coming to do crystal healing beds for about 12 years at the center, maybe a little longer. So I know it's a wonderful service, and it's very popular. So if you'd like to have your session, call the Expedito Enlightenment Center and book a session with Calvin. They have our 20-minute and 30-minute sessions. And then we also have our apprentice program that's been going on. We are coming up on our second week for our students, so I'm very excited to be teaching that. And the following weekend, I believe it's May 9th and 10th, Friday and Saturday, we have Helena coming, and she's going to be doing some card readings and some astrology readings. So it's going to be a fun-filled May. We've got so much more coming up. So stay tuned and visit sarahspiritual.com to learn more about my classes, my services, and Expedito Enlightenment Center to find out all that is going on there. And visit us in West Palm Beach Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 6. And we look forward to seeing you there. We're going to go to our phone lines, and we'd love to talk to you. But for this minute, from sunny South Florida, I've got to go to Manisha in Seattle. Manisha, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for your call. And what is your question for Spirit tonight?
I have a lot for Spirit, but really I think I probably want to focus on maybe career.
Okay.
I am so absolutely beyond ready for change.
To leave, yes.
But yeah. So I've been continuing with the notary, but it's just my spirit is not happy. But I'm also not finding very much success looking for or getting another job.
At this minute. This year is a year to put you in a better order and balance. You know, you've been through quite the transition since end of 2021 into 2022. So you've been going through a metamorphosis. You kind of began to reinvent yourself all the way back then. Does that resonate with you?
Yes.
And when we move you forward, I do see new work coming for you. But you're not sending out a clear message, they tell me, as to what type of work you really want to do. You're a little bit all over the place in the asking of the universe. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Okay. So your guides and your angels are like, make up your mind, honey. Well, I could do this. Well, maybe I could do this. Oh, I'd really love to do this, but no, that might not pay enough. And so you're going back and forth. So what we need for you to create is a singleness of intention and put your attention on your intention. And even if it's, I'd really love to do this or this, but what I love the most about both opportunities is I get to be this. So, for instance, I love managing projects and people. I love that every day is fresh and different. But then you could say, but I also like working by myself in a role that lets me meet different people, but I don't have to worry about managing people. But it still puts you out and lets you be with people. But one is a little more to yourself on a daily basis. How do you like to work? You need to be specific. You need to feel, what did it feel like the time you had the best job ever? How did that job feel? And how did it make you, okay, that feeling, how did that job make you feel, and that enthusiasm? That's the feeling we want you to kind of encapsulate within yourself and really pull that into your envisioning of what you want to accomplish. Because the universe is claiming that you're being wishy-washy. And so you're not getting anything. And we also know it's a little weird job market at the time, but I don't give much power to any of that. I really don't feel that that's the be-all, end-all, because I feel that if a job is meant to be yours, it's going to be.
Right.
So trust that process, and everything else will start to fall in order. This year really will bring you a better sense of understanding and balance. The closer we get to your birthday, Manisha, then things will begin to lift off. All right?
Okay. If I can ask just a follow-up question, if you don't mind. The job that I'm doing right now, which is the notarizations, I am working for myself doing that, but I'm not completely enjoying who I'm working with to get those jobs. So is now an okay time to kind of walk away from that partnership? Or do I need to stick with this a little bit longer, and something else is going to come along a little bit sooner rather than later? Because at this point, I'm just kind of like at the energy of anxiety working with this person.
Yes. So we don't want to be in discomfort, but in asking of the question, is it that we would like to stay in some aspect of notary business? Is that one of your possibilities? It's just perhaps we'd like to align with someone different?
Yes, I would love to be able to stay in that. But I can also move to a different aspect. So rather than driving around, I do mobile notary right now. I can also do remote notarizations. I just haven't had a lot of success bringing in people for that. And then the wishy-washy also comes in, to be honest, a little bit, because I also got accepted into a master's program for school, and I'm still kind of up in the air on whether or not I want to move forward with attending or if I want to work mostly on career. So yeah, wishy-washy.
Yeah. Well, flexibility is key for you. You can have it all and you can do it all. We cannot do it under angst and anxiety. So you need to kind of build a bridge of a connection with someone else. Since I don't know that people in this virtual world are quite ready for all this virtual notary, they kind of do like to have something physical happening. So you may want to continue to find a way to proceed to do some mobile notary for now as you build the more virtual brand. That would help you the best. And begin to disconnect from the relationship with the person that causes you angst. I would say May is the perfect time for you to go for what you want.
Okay.
And remember, you can have it all. Everything. Okay. You can go to school, you can have your notary, and you can prep yourself for a whole new career in the process. All right, my dear?
All right. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. Put your questions on Facebook and on YouTube, because I would love to answer them. And we'll be getting to our friends on Facebook and YouTube in just a minute. If you're on Facebook and YouTube on Sarah Spiritual, share the page, share the like, let someone know that we're on live here, and we would love to talk to you. We're going to go to Colorado. I've got Randy on the line. Randy, how are you?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome, Randy. Is this your first time calling?
No, I haven't called in a while, but not my first time.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming back. We greatly appreciate it. And what is your question for us?
I don't know exactly what my question is. My son was just diagnosed with Crohn's, and I'm just feeling worried, and I'm asking the universe to create a miraculous healing or provide me with like people who I could go to for like, I want him to get off the medicine, and I know people have healed naturally, and that's what I really would like. So I'm just wondering if you see anything that could help me or.
Yes, I personally know several people and have many clients, but I personally know several people that have gotten their Crohn's healed, under control, no need for the meds or the heavy meds. They know what they can eat and what's the right things for them to eat. They keep it perfect condition. They are able to holistically supplement themselves. So there is a strong possibility that he can do this. A functional medicine doctor would be a way to go. So there's many contacts of them, I'm sure. You're in Colorado. So I'm sure there has to be some strong holistic functional medicine doctors. I know we have several here in South Florida. So if you find yourself stuck, then we could definitely recommend somebody here who could do a virtual appointment with him and get the labs done and then take it from there. Now, what is your son's birthday?
It's 7/28/2003.
And this seemed to come on all of a sudden. Is that correct?
It's probably been there, and we just kind of like didn't take it seriously, So not really, but it was sudden that my daughter is like, he has a twin sister, and she's like, he needs to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really I don't know. He was just he was minimizing it, and I wasn't taking it. I don't know what.
But
what
he
it
had
was,
he had an attack, right? That's what made him go to the doctor. He had an attack.
Well, he has frequent urges to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah. So when I look at this energy, I feel that also your son internalizes a lot. So there's a lot of nervous energy in your son. Is that also true?
You know what? I checked in with him on that because I said, I bet you there's probably a mental component to this, and he agrees.
Yeah.
He's a engineer major, and he says he has a lot of stress with school.
Yes.
And
he's a perfectionist. He wants to do a good job. He wants to be a good person. He is a good human being. How people view him, how he shows up. He's very loyal. So he has all these ideas in his head. I mean, I just see this weight on his shoulders of how he has to project himself in the world, that he's really kind of put himself in a place where he can't fail. And so that's a trigger for all of that, right? It activates fight or flight, and fight or flight in the body then causes the immunity system to go crazy, and then activates the things that are out of alignment in the physical body. So this is a great career year for him. This is going to be a powerful year. Major accomplishments. Does he graduate this year or next?
Next year, but he's just applied for an internship.
Perfect.
So maybe that's what you're talking about.
Yes, like I see it like a career move, a year of like the next step is there for him. So this is going to be a powerful year. So yes, he has to go to the doctor. He does have to take the medicine for now. He does need to find some functional alternatives. He can be healed. It will take time, but with some steady work and time, he can get this under control and then at bay for an indefinite amount of time based on his choices and lifestyle. So it is all possible.
Yeah.
But of course, as a mom, I know you're worrying. And there's a lot of people who are suffering from this. And so there's a lot of support out there. A lot of support.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of
Thank
holistic
you.
groups and on Facebook that you can be a part of. I'm a part of a few. If you want to message me on Facebook, I can definitely connect you to some of the groups that I'm a part of so that you can pose your questions and read other people's stories and what they did and see what is applicable and who helped them. It's a very powerful group.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. I will.
You're welcome.
I'll consider
All right.
emailing you. I appreciate it.
All right,
Okay,
Randy.
have a good
Thank
night.
you so much. Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then as soon as we come back, get those questions in Facebook, pop them into YouTube, because I want to talk to you. So stay with us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual, and we'll be right back.
Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
before. I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me.
And we are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And I'm surely glad to talk to you tonight. So pick up the phone, join us here, and join the conversation. Before I go back to my phone lines, I want to pop in and visit my friends on YouTube and Facebook. We've got quite the conversation going on here. I'm so excited to be connecting with everyone here. And as I look on these questions, I know we've got some popular ones. I really want to see who has a question and a comment. And we greatly appreciate your following us on Facebook and YouTube. So we have... trying to see, we have little flowers in front of the name, but we have No Heart Key asking a question. And the question is, will I pass my PAT next week? And what date will I start my police academy? And how will this journey be for me as a police officer? So let's take a look at this question here. Let's take a look at where you are in your journey. So here's the best part. This is a year for you to step out of the creative spot of where you are and kind of network and connect with new people. This is a way for you to be something and someone different than you've been before. So I know that we've put a lot of work and training into this. As far as the date to start the police academy, I have a time of July or August for you, so I don't know when they run and when it would start again, but we're getting a time of July, August time for you. No Heart Key. And I do feel that you're going to pass your test, and it's important that you believe you're going to pass your test because these tests are tricky. I know the physical test is a challenging one, but I know that you're up to it. And then there's quite a few other tests that you take. And in this journey, as long as you believe that you're destined to be a police officer, which I actually see from your birthday that this is something that you would do very well at and it would be good for you. And I feel it would be a good journey for you. It will have its challenges, but you will be able to overcome the challenges and have yourself seen and heard and make a difference in the world. So, No Heart Key, I do see that this is something that is coming for you. And ideally, you'll be in your police academy in the summer, July, August time. Thanks so much for your Facebook question. Let's take another question from our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Who do we have here? We have Dory Dees. Dory Dees, thank you so much for following the show. Any message for me regarding my love life? Is there a future reconciliation for us? Let's take a look, Dory Dees, and check this story out. So when I look at his story, oh my goodness, this is a interesting story. I feel like he can get himself very moody and complicated, and he runs hot and cold, and so sometimes that makes it challenging for you. And when I look at your birthday and I see where you are in the journey, interestingly enough, you both are on a similar path of self-expression and the need and the desire to be different than you are. So you're both looking to be a different version of yourselves, and you're a much better version of yourselves together. I do feel that there was miscommunication, misunderstanding, misspoken words that led up to this division, this separation. And when I look at where he is now, after his birthday and before the month of September is the perfect window for the two of you to get back together. And I have this really strong feeling that May could be significant in the reconciliation of this relationship or the baby step to start it. But remember, he's a handful, Dory Dees. So if you do choose to go back and reconcile, make sure you remember that the two of you did have some communication challenges that really need to be worked out so that we don't repeat the pattern and find yourself exactly where you are a year from now again. Thank you so much, Dory Dees, and we're going to hold the space and the love energy, the circle of divine love, so that the two of you can find yourself back together and reconcile if it's for your best and highest good. Thank you, Dory, for your Facebook question on the Sarah Spiritual page. Let's see if we've got another question before we go back to our phone lines. We've got a question on YouTube from Maria and Loretta Ryan. They say happy Wednesday, and they say hello to me, and they say hi to Helena. And the question is, I've had a lung issue since Christmas, so I believe this is from Loretta, and will it go away soon? You've had a lung issue since then, and I do feel that they haven't gotten to the source of the difficulty and the congestion and the difficulty breathing in your lungs. And one of your lungs seems more congested, does not seem to have the air capacity than the other. I do feel that there are some holistic things that you can take and do that would help move this along. I feel that this is going to be a bit more of a journey. Will it go away soon? It will go away, but it's going to be at least another 4 or 5 months for you to really feel strong and for it to be at bay. So keep us posted on this. I know that you are really looking forward to getting over this, but I know that it will take a bit longer. But before Christmas of this year, you should be feeling good as new. It caught you off guard and your immune system was weak, and so now we need to rebuild. Thank you so much, Maria and Loretta Ryan, for your YouTube question. Well, we're going to continue to take questions on Facebook and YouTube in the future, so please continue to put those questions on our Facebook and YouTube page, on Sarah Spiritual. Share the page, share the light. But for this moment, I've got to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. And let's see who we've got to get to now. We've got to go to Ari, and Ari is in West Palm Beach. Ari, how are you?
Oh my gosh, Sarah. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you.
Good. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I'm new to calling in, and I don't have a question per se. I just I'm open to receiving what Spirit might want to convey to me.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah,
so as we tune into the energy, so freedom and your ability to be free-spirited and have this open heart is very important to you. This is true, correct?
Yes.
And one of the things that you yearn for is this ability to make a difference and help others in their life. Is that also true?
That is true.
And my guides and my angels tell me that you have been in this energy of meditation and connection and communion with your angels and guides for a while. Is that also true?
That is very true.
And when I look at the storyline here, they want you first and foremost to know that everything's going to be okay. Because I feel as if you're going through a shift and a change, and there's a hesitancy as to not wanting to make a wrong step, and so we're trying to take baby steps, but there's a change that's meant for you to make. And I feel like this is going to be a very advantageous year for work, money, and career. And I feel like there's an up-leveling that needs to happen for you, and perhaps a slightly different area of work, a different division, different floor, different aspect. Does that make any sense to you, Ari?
It does. It does, yes.
And do you do something that has to do with assisting people now for your current work? Because you have that energy of a healer with you.
I do not currently do something that helps people per se. It's corporations more so than people.
Well, you have the energy of a healer with you, and I've said that to people, and they were the furthest thing from a healer when we started the conversation.
Yeah.
And then years down the path, they were doing something very much along the lines of healing. So remember that. Of course, doesn't mean that you're going to change gears from corporate America and be a nurse, but there are so many ways that you can help people in the spiritual realm of healing and energy work that would be very beneficial for you and for others. I do see a promotion, advancement, and growth for you. Do you feel like you may need to report to somebody different in order to get yourself there? So there is growth coming for you this year between the timeline of October of this year into the window of March of 2026. This is a perfect growth time. I feel recognition. I feel maybe even a bonus coming. So there's a lot of growth coming for you. Does this make sense and align with how your company's structured?
Yes, 100%. My God.
Yes.
100%.
So be open to that. Be ready for that. Keep showing up and doing the awesome job that you have been doing. You're very much loved from your guides and your angels. You have a gypsy spirit that loves to see you be in this energy of flow and movement and music and freedom and travel. So she wants you to see as much as you can, do as much as you can, and be in this energy of freedom. So embrace that and be true to yourself. And as you're being true to yourself, the universe will keep putting in your path more aligned experiences, people, places, and things that will make a difference. I hope I've been of service to you tonight for our first connection.
You've been fantastic, Sarah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Ari. And how did you hear about the show?
I'm actually attending your apprentice workshop, and I was captivated by your shop and the people, the loving, caring people there. And the first session was amazing, and I look forward to tomorrow.
I look forward to tomorrow, too. Never know what Spirit's going to give me for tomorrow, but I'm ready to receive with the rest of you. All right, Ari, thank you so much for calling in. We greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow in class. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sarah.
Bye. I just never know who's going to call into my show. It's always a surprise. But all right, we're going to go from West Palm Beach. We've got New York, New York. We've got Erica on the line. Erica, round and round you go. Where you stop, nobody knows. How you doing?
Hi, not so great.
I see. You're in a big circle, and we're not getting very far.
Yeah. Well, I broke up with my boyfriend. Yeah. It's been extremely tough. I broke up with my boyfriend 2 months ago. I moved back in with my dad, and he's been drinking. I wasn't working for a while. My boyfriend was very possessive and jealous.
Right.
But I did meet a man that had good money, and he's pretty much been helping me, but I just feel like I want to be able to have my own income and get out of this circle of being in chaotic situations.
And you're dependent on other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you needed to break up with the boyfriend, so bye for him, because that was not healthy for you. And being indebted to somebody is also not a good feeling.
It's not.
It's not a good feeling, but I understand that you are where you are at this moment, and now we need to find a new work-career balance for you so that you can sustain and be your own foundation, because there's no real Prince Charming that's going to come save you. So you have to learn to be your own foundation and save yourself and put yourself together.
Mm-hmm.
But you're so used to having the rug pulled out from under you from early childhood years that it is very difficult for you to not attract that chaotic experience, because that's really all you know is chaos.
I'm in it now, all over again. It's like my childhood's being triggered all over again, and I can't seem to bring myself back to being inspired. And at the same time, I don't know how long this guy is going to help me, and I honestly don't even know if I want his help, because he's interested in me, and I question his motives.
Right.
But I wouldn't have been able, I don't know what I would have done if I wouldn't have met him. I literally met him the night that I left my ex, and he pretty much helped me escape. So
Well, what
I
is
just
his
want to know
birthday?
when this is.
What is his birthday?
He's Aquarius. My boyfriend or the man?
The man.
End of January.
Okay. So
He's 57.
yeah, this is not your person.
I know it's not.
Okay. He's a bridge to get you through this.
Mhm.
And at this
Mhm.
moment, I don't see him stopping being of service to you for this time, but you have
Yeah.
this next month to get yourself together.
Mhm.
This May this May is going to be important for a lot of people. So you're one of them. May is your go month. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Explore your spiritual things. What do you want to learn and do and express in your spiritual world? If that's not going to be a strong enough, consistent enough gig for you, then you do anything and everything you have to do to get some money flowing to you. Of course, legal. Let me clarify.
Yeah.
Do anything you have to do. So if there's a job that you think is beneath you, but you're going to get paid, then go take it. Because once you feel like you're
Right.
starting to have control over you and you're generating money back into
Yeah.
you as a woman, you'll realize that you're gaining control
Right.
back of your life. You have given your life to these people
Yeah.
who have tried to control you one way or another with their dysfunctionalism, with their possessiveness. Now this well-meaning man, but through his money, he's trying to control you or, kind of entice you
Yeah.
to come his way. So there's agendas everywhere, and
Right.
people have agendas,
It's
but
very
they're not healthy
sad.
for you. Yes.
Yeah. Because I've had a lot of issues. Like I'm only like barely 2 months sober. Last year I drank a lot in my relationship because it was so traumatic.
Right.
And so I the drinking problem or being in chaotic situations or, being in a lot of physical pain, it's like, it just feels like it's always something. And I'm like, am I ever going to get out of this?
You are. You are, and you made the first big step. You chose not to drink.
Mm-hmm.
And right, they say you take it one day at a time. And by making that choice, you chose you. All right? And you have a predisposition based on a gene in your body that makes alcohol be a very difficult thing for you to ingest and not get attached to it, right? And so it's your
Right.
form of escape. So now that you've realized the demon you have to wrestle, you've got it down to the ground, and you're going to keep your foot on it, and you're going to keep walking. And it's going to be one day at
Yeah.
a time, and you're going to choose yourself first. You don't owe anybody anything. And if you ask God and the angels
Yeah.
for the strength, I promise you they're going to give you the strength, Erica. They're going to help you navigate this experience and take you to find a job and open up doors of possibilities. And again, even if you have to start at some pay, you go, oh my God, I can't believe they're going to pay me this. Just get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
Feel better about yourself. Prove yourself. They may invent a
Right.
spot for you because they like you. People like you. So remember who you are and who God made you to be, and you're not a victim in a story,
Right.
and everything will work out. I do hope that I've been of service
Yeah.
to you tonight, Erica.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just was wondering, like, when things were going to get better.
They are going to get better. And when begins with you. So one foot in front of the other. Tomorrow's May 1st, so the lovely month of May, let's go. Make it happen. It's your month to make magnificent changes. All right, my dear? Thank you so much. All right. Bye
All right,
for
thank
now.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
866-972-7247. And we're going to go back to our phone lines. And I've got to go to California. I have Sylvia in California here. So, Sylvia, how are you doing tonight? Good to make this connection with you.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you. We've spoken before, yes?
Yes, we have. Yes.
Perfect. And Sylvia, what is your question for us tonight?
My question is there there's two job positions that have come up. One seems very, I work actually at the same place. It's at a school, and I really like it. And it's a merge between literature and education, and I really like it. The only thing is I found out through other people that, quite a few people put in for it. So I'm kind of, a part of me is a little hesitant, like, oh my gosh, why am I putting all my eggs in the basket? Because very likely I won't get it, so I'm kind of in between. And there's another position at a totally different place that seems good as well. So I'm kind of on the fence on both.
All right. So let's stop the monkey chattering mind, shall we? Put in for the positions.
Okay.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't matter how many people are applying. If the job is yours, it's yours. I told a story last week of when I went to look for an apartment once, and there were all these people there. When I went there, I'm like, oh, well, they're not going to pick me. Look at all these people, these families. And next thing I know, the guy at the apartment was following me around, talking to me, and offering me the apartment before I even filled out anything. And I actually never did fill out anything, and I got the apartment. So I almost talked myself out of the whole thing and shifted my energy. When you first connected with me and I heard your voice, I wrote down the word change. It is time for change. We can't keep doing the same thing, expect different results, and you're ready for a change. You're feeling stale, a little stagnant. You love what you do, but it's still not enough for you. And so the universe has this opportunity that is coming. So you put in for as many things that please you, appeal to you, and you let the universe help you pick. Because you're a great candidate, and why not you? Why can't they pick you? Of course they can pick you. Don't ever say that in your mind again.
All right.
But I do see a job
Okay.
change, so
All right.
there is a change coming for you.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome, Sylvia. Thank you so much for remembering us here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah and giving us a call. Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. And we've got to go to Michigan. I've got Ronnie on the phone. Ronnie, how are you tonight?
I am good. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you. This is a perfectly powerful year for you. It is your year of being in your personal power. It is a year for you to put some healthy boundaries and tell some people, oh, heck no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to take care of me. It is a self-care, self-worth, self-love year, and you're supposed to be the poster girl for your own self-love. So this is a powerful journey for you. It also is matters of the heart, connecting of the heart, things pertaining to love and love energy, self-love being number one. What is your burning question for me tonight, Ronnie?
My question is about just like what you're saying.
Well, how did that happen?
I don't know. I've been like fighting through a paper bag, I feel, a wet paper bag, trying to find what I should be doing because I feel all out of sorts.
Well, let's go back. Let's go back to 2023. 2023 had you shaken up a bit. It was a little rough for you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So you're a little off balance from 2023, and I don't feel like you trust the universe and trust outcomes to play in your favor. And I feel like the challenges kind of made you question yourself. And so here we are on this journey trying to understand what's best for you. So we need to go back in time, and I want to go back. I have to go back quite a bit here. So when they take me back first to 2014. Then they take me back to 2005. And they dropped me in 2005. So when we take you to 2005, that was a time of like a change and a new beginning for you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. You are on the path of life because of choices and ways you made in 2005. But you closed out the chapter of the energy of the way things are now in November of 2024. That was just this November. So that's why your spirit is pushing you to have a new beginning.
Okay.
A fresh start.
Thank you. And would that also include a new job? Do you see a new job coming?
I do see a new job coming. I do.
Okay.
But I don't see you wanting to do exactly the same task that you've been doing at your current job. I feel like we need a little freshen up. We need to look at the resume and position it in a way that is a different presentation, a different skill set. Let's highlight some other things you've done so that you don't get pushed in the same box again and again and again, because you're tired of being the answer to everyone's problem and there's nothing in it for you at the end of the day except you feel overwhelmed by the neediness of the people you've had to help. Does that make sense to you?
That makes sense. Yes, ma'am.
You were the go-to person where you work, correct?
I am.
Yeah. Everyone dumps it in front of you. And
Yes,
you're good
ma'am.
at that. You're good at that, and you're good at solving that, but you'd like to have something that has a little bit more of a streamlined process, not as chaotic. You're mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted from your week. It's proving to not be conducive for you to enjoy life. You have no work-life balance. And when I move you into 2026, it is all about being in balance. So between now and 2026, you're going to find your power, your healthy boundaries, as I said when we first connected, learn how to say no to people, and create the path for your career that you want. Write down the best parts of your job that you love. Write down the ideal job you'd like to have and put it out to the universe. Reword, look at your resume, and as you reword and look at your resume, get ready to send it out and see where the universe takes you, and just be patient with the process so you find the perfect job.
Thank you, Sarah. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Ronnie, how did you hear about the show?
I have friends that have you on their sites, and they just forward it to me.
Wonderful. Well, you tell your friends I said thank you, and I'm glad they shared the page, shared the light, and shared the love. Welcome to our family. Be sure to go on Sarah's spiritual page and follow the page so that you can know every time we're on air and you can be a part of our family. Thank you so much, Ronnie,
Will
for
do.
your call. Greatly appreciate you.
Bless
Bye
you.
for now. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
866-972-7247. Write that number down and put it in Facebook so you can share the page with others and tell them what number to call. We're going to, in this next hour, open up all the phone lines so that you're going to have a chance to call. So as we get ready for this commercial break, get your fingers dialing because I want to talk to you. You ask the question, Spirit is going to answer. And if you'd like to have a personal session with me, Sarah Spiritual, all you have to do is go to sarahspiritual.com, and there you'll see all the different sessions that I offer. You'll get to register for a session if you want to do a virtual session by phone or video. If you'd love to come into the center and sit across from me personally, then you can go to Sarah Spiritual and get the address of the Expedito Enlightenment Center, which is 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. And there you'll have the opportunity to sit across from me for a one-on-one session where I can answer all your questions and you can be in the fabulous energy of my Spiritual Enlightenment Center, the Expedito Enlightenment Center. There we offer quite the array of spiritual baths and oils, incense, crystals, spiritual cards, crystal bracelets. We have candles. We have sage. We have so many products there, statues, Buddhas. It is a fabulous collection of all different cultures put together so that no matter what your path to God is, we have a little something for you. And our book collection is quite fabulous. And I have, at any given time, over 30 to 40 spiritual card decks available for sale every week, and more coming in all the time. So I would love to see you at the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. And don't forget, this Friday and Saturday, we have Calvin Cates coming for the Crystal Healing Bed. So when we pop into our questions on Facebook and YouTube, be sure to give us a specific question so that we can have the perfect answer for you. And before we go to our next phone call, before our break, I want to let you know this. You have the power to shift and change anything, so trust the experience and set your intentions. Let's go back to our phone line. We've got Cheryl in Deerfield Beach. Cheryl, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing? It's
I'm
good to
doing
hear
great.
you.
I'm doing great. Thank you, Cheryl. What's your question for us?
I have a couple, but I'll ask just the one. I'm having some concerns with a coworker at work.
Is it your new job?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's the job I've been in since October, and I'm having some conflicts there, and the energy exchange is quite bad and draining.
Mm-hmm.
I've often thought that I want to seek a change ultimately in a totally different field and just leave this behind. It's exhausting.
Well,
but I am where I am right now. So I'm trying.
Hold on, Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. You were in a job, but weren't you moving to Connecticut for a new career, a new job, a new position?
I was considering it, yes. But now there is a opportunity that has been presented to me at this current hospital.
What? What a surprise! Did I or did I not tell you that you could stay there? And you're like, oh, I don't know, Sarah. My contract is ending. I remember your exact words. And you're like, so I think I have to find something else. Let's go to Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And Spirit said, please don't go to Connecticut. No offense to my friends in Connecticut. So what you're picking up on the coworker is there's a little bit of a jealousy, a little bit of a off-putting energy. That's how I sum up that coworker at your job.
Correct.
And you know what, Cheryl, you've had that before. We're not going to let that derail you. Kill them with kindness. Mm-hmm. A new position has opened up. They love you there. The cost of living is not so bad. You can find a way to stay. It's helping you, and I feel like this new position may pay you a little bit more as well. Is that true? Does it pay a little more?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
So why wouldn't we want to take it? Of course we're going to take it. And we don't give a flying banana what the coworkers say. Be yourself, be humble, be kind, be sweet, and don't let them get under your skin. I'm getting ready to go to commercial. Cheryl, have I answered your question?
You certainly did confirm it, and I appreciate it very much. I feel better now. I'm going to hopefully make it work. Thank you for taking my call.
There's no hope. There's no hope. You will make it work, and if she still acts up, then we'll give you some prayers to do and ask Archangel Michael to be with you, and you'll be fine. She'll calm down. Don't worry about it. All right, honey.
All right, Sarah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
866-972-7247. I love when people say, I want to do this, and Spirit goes, I don't think so. Look over here, and they go, that's not possible. And then what ends up being possible? Everything you thought was impossible. Well, stay with us, everyone. I know it's possible for us to come back and talk to you in our next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We'll be right back.
Of life,
tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
We are the light. We are the love. We are all that we need to be right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the oldie station. And I'm sure glad to be able to talk to you at 866-972-7247. We got some questions popping up in the feed. But if you've got a question in the feed and you want to pick up the phone and make a call, then join the conversation. We will be answering some questions in the feed in just a minute. So keep your questions quick and easy so that we can read it and connect with Spirit and give us all the information we ask you to give on the feed so that we have a direct question. We are going to go back to the phone lines, and I want to go to Port St. Lucie. And I've got Lauren on the line. Lauren, how are you tonight?
I'm Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well. Lauren, have we spoken before?
We have spoken before, yes.
Great.
I've had personal one-on-ones with you in the past, and we've also spoke on the phone, yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for staying in touch with us. I always appreciate that, and you're part of our journey here, not just on the radio, but in our center, so we greatly appreciate that. Your support. So as I look at the journey here before you, it's a little rocky. Yes, you're feeling a little rocky at this time. Yes, things are going a little bit challenging and changing. Yes, and you're feeling like you're on the roller coaster at the top of the hill, and you're like, holy.
Somewhat wanting to be in a depressed state a little bit.
We're going downhill, and you're like, oh my God, if there's a twist and turn, am I going to crash? You're not going to crash, but it is a challenging time. I also feel as if there's been like what they call a gut punch. The life kind of knocked out from you, and that kind of threw you for a loop earlier in the year. Is that also true? It's been a rough start, January, maybe even December into January. Seems to be a tough time. They make me feel like you're overwhelmed from that. Is that also true?
Yes.
Rest is off. You're not sleeping well at night. What is your burning question for me, Lauren, regarding this heaviness, this depression, which we regret you're experiencing? But what is the question so we can get some guidance from Spirit as to how to pull you up and out?
It's kind of two things. One is, I'm in St. Lucie now, but I'm originally from Broward, and it's just, I don't know, something is saying that I need to move back to Broward, even though my position that's here is going well and everything. But something is just saying, like, move either back to Broward or down south, and also with my love life, so to speak. So it's kind of like a roller coaster with both of those things.
Yes.
On, like, me moving back down further south where I was, and also my love life thing that I'm I'll be 40 in a few months, and it's almost like the always a bridesmaid, never a bride type thing. Like, when is it going to be my turn again? So
correct. So let's examine. I'm getting the sense that, first of all, Broward County, down south here in South Florida, much more familiar energy for you. You felt a little bit more settled here. Being in Port St. Lucie seemed exciting, and now you're there. And no offense to my people in Port St. Lucie, because I know we have lots of listeners there, but for you, the energy's feeling a little icky. Does that sum it up? You're feeling uncomfortable there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Like a fish out of water. You don't fit, you don't belong. But the energy, we're talking energy, is not supportive for you. You're very intuitive, you're very spiritual in your own way, and so you're feeling this energy push back on you, and it's very difficult for you. Is that true?
Yes. Yes.
I know you want to move back, and I do feel that there is a move in your future, but I do feel that since your career is going well at this minute, that there's a series of a few months. We can't just pick up and move right now. I feel like you're stuck there for a little while longer. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
We have like a lease or something that we have to stay through to like November or around that time?
It's a month to month, so I don't necessarily have to stay in it.
Right.
It's a month to month, so I'm here for however long I would like to. It's just I'm comfortable where I am under the circumstances. But of course, I know if I were to move back south, not that I wouldn't have somewhere to be, but of course having to get the monies up to move somewhere else down there from where I was, so it's just kind of.
You're kind of stuck for now. Okay. So it takes us to November. That seems to be when the window of possibility opens up. Your job is good for you. I also feel like there's some funky energy in the place you live. And I actually feel like that's creating some of the depression. So I feel like if you could keep the job but find another place, even if it is in Port St. Lucie, you could have a better place, a better energy, and you could keep a good job, which is, at this moment, one of the better jobs you've had in a while. Is that true?
That is very true.
So we don't want to leave that if we don't have to. That's your security. That's your financial safety. So we may want to look to see if there's a better place for you in Port St. Lucie. I have a sense that even though you're a little uncomfortable there, you could grow to like it better if you found a different little part to live in, number one. Number two, you're retreating back to what's familiar. And change is always difficult. And in my opening statement, we talked about as humans, one of the things we have the most difficulty with is change. And one of the things the universe and the entire planet look to see is evolution and change all the time, and things are always changing, and nothing on the planet expects things to stay the same. Not the birds, not the bugs. Even a butterfly knows that it's going to start out one way and turn into a butterfly, and there's a major transformation to get it into its beautiful state. But we as humans, we don't want to go through all that transformation. We just want to get where we want to go, stay there, be happy, and have everything stay the same. So you've made a change. You haven't really been in Port St. Lucie that long. So we need to give it a little bit more time. Do I see a move? Yes. But whether you move all the way down south, you may not be able to afford to move down south again either. So there's a lot of due diligence. Now, I would suggest, if you can, to smoke out your place of residence using some incense. You can go to my website. You can pop into the center. And let's get some copal burning. Let's get on some charcoal. Let's get some reversing spray. Let's put some crystals by your bed. Let's shift the energy. Let's put a glass of water with some kosher salt somewhere in the house in a beautiful vase that starts to absorb energy there. Let's do the spiritual things that we know to do to shift this energy. Because it is heavy there.
Okay.
I don't think I could sleep there. because it's,
Yeah.
very disruptive energy. I feel like a lot of the depression, the dissatisfaction will begin to dissipate once we clean the energy there, and especially once you get the heck out of that particular place.
Yes.
Make sense?
Yes, makes perfect sense.
So we're going to give everything till November. We're going to save money. We're going to decide where we're going to move, and we're going to look everywhere. We've got to find another job down south, too, so that's a whole nother piece of the puzzle. So if God puts
Yes.
you in a great job right now, let's see if we can make the best of this and trust the experience. I'm going to suggest that you pray the 23rd Psalm and pray that every
Okay.
day. All right? The Lord is my shepherd. Pray that. All right?
Okay, I will.
All right. Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to go back to our phone lines. And if you have questions in Facebook, please put them up. We'd love to have your questions here on Facebook and on YouTube. We'll be getting to you on Facebook and YouTube in just a minute. So we're going to go to Deerfield Beach. I've got to go to Sandy. Sandy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you. And
It's
you
good to-
are in this beautiful energy of expansion and growth and transformation. There's a lot of positive things emotionally and spiritually that are meant to come for you this year, especially as we get close to your birthday. Have you been trying to tap in, tune in, and connect with the divine a little bit more? Putting in your God time?
Yes.
Good job, Sandy.
Absolutely. Yes. I'm a survivor, and I've gone through a lot, and I want to be able to move forward, and I've struggled with just to be heard. And so I want to be happy again, is what I'm saying. Do you see that I'm heading in the right direction as far as my faith and my spirit? I don't know.
I do.
I'm lost.
Well, you're not as lost as you think you are. Let me go back. Let me go back to 2018. Was this a tough time for you? 17 into 18, actually.
Yes. I that was close to the. I'd gone through legal, medical, and judicial misconduct. So, and I have a brain injury. So I'm a survivor. But yeah, that would have been the time that I was totally just thrown under the bus
in the legal
by the system in Broward.
Yes. Okay.
Oh my gosh, the
Yes.
attorney was found guilty by the Florida bar, and no one did anything. No one ever looked at my records, and I was injured in a car wreck, and then had a stroke. A blood clot hit my brain, and no one took care of me. So I am a survivor.
You are a survivor. The
But
gods,
I still-
God kept you
yeah.
here. The angels kept you here. Archangel Michael protected you.
Yes, but
Archangel
I wish
Raphael
I knew
healed
why.
you. Why?
I
Yeah.
wish I knew why I still go through what I go through. I have struggles at home with domestic abuse, so I don't know which way to go, truthfully.
Understood. What is the birthday of the person in the household?
June
Just their birthday.
25th of 54.
Okay.
June 25th.
Got it. So this person, wounded, moody, difficult, possessive, controlling. I mean, okay, very controlling. I see that. And when I go back to the relationship with their father, that was a difficult,
Yeah.
They learned a lot from family. That's not an excuse for bad behavior. You're stuck because
Yeah.
you don't feel like you're strong enough to be on your own, even though you know you can. You're not feeling that because to have somebody, even if it's not the best somebody, is better than having nobody at all, is almost like a feeling that's an undercurrent. And I'm going to go back with you, if you work with me, Sandy. I want to go back to when you were 7 years old. 7, 8, but they put the pin on 7, and they tell me to ask you who didn't show up for you when you were a little girl, who was the critical parent who made you not feel seen and heard.
My mom, I guess.
She made you not feel like you were competent enough, that she always had something to say. We're not criticizing parents. They did the best they could with what they knew.
Well, yeah. It was very, very tough growing up with an alcoholic parent and a dad that was gay and a sister that survived 5 cancers. You know, they had to be with her too. So,
right. So you didn't get the nurturing you needed. And you're also used to people pulling the rug out from under you and people not showing up for you. So, of course, you attracted the lawyer who wasn't going to do his job. Of course, you have a partner who's not going to show up for you and is going to want to control you. And, you know, constantly you think, okay, this is going to be a better day. And then we make it halfway through the day and then there's an explosion, right? And you're like, oh, no, here we go again. You only know how to live in fight or flight. And so you ask the question, why am I still repeating this? Why am I still attracting this? And I can tell you, Sandy, that what I see here around you is that somewhere inside of you, there's a little girl, a little orphan, an aspect of you that doesn't feel good enough or worthy. She doesn't feel like she's worthy of love. And so she attracts people who are not available for her because they themselves don't know how to love. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, and I'm going to change it.
We're going to change it. We're going to change it because we need to get that orphan. We need to get that little girl. We need to bring her to the future so she can feel empowered. Because she can be on her own and she is good enough and she is worthy enough and she did live for a reason. But for some reason she feels like she needs to live in a tortured experience and that's far from the truth.
Yeah.
So we need to open
all
that
I know,
energy
I
up.
guess.
It's all you know, exactly. So if you're willing to do this with me right here on the radio, I'd like to do a quick little visit to that little girl if you're willing to follow through with me. So
Absolutely.
when you were growing up, where was your house? What town?
Irving, Texas.
So I want you to see yourself standing outside the front door of your house in Irving, Texas. Can you visualize that house?
Yes.
And now, Sandy, can you tell me what color is that house? What color do you remember it being?
Red brick and white on the outside.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. You and I are going to go in with the help of 12 archangels known as Theo. And we're going to go in and we're going to go find your little girl because, Sandy, there's parts of you that are stuck there and we need to go get her. So when I instruct you, we're going to go in. I'm going to direct you as to what to say when we find her, and we're going to do everything out loud, all right? You ready?
Yes.
You can do this.
That was the year my sister was just diagnosed with cancer.
Okay. So you weren't a priority, and of course we know that was hard for your sister as well, but you weren't a priority.
No, she's still a survivor.
Of course, but that was hard for her. Nobody wants to be a little one and have cancer, yes?
No. Yeah, they amputated her leg.
So I want you to see yourself standing outside that red brick house. I want you to put your hand on the doorknob. And I want you to open the door. I want you to walk into the doorway, into the house as it was then. And you are your adult self standing there in the front door. And you close the door behind you, hear it close.
Yeah.
And as you sit there, or stand there, I should say, I want you to tell me, what does the house feel like now that you're back and you haven't been there in so many years? How does the house feel? What's the energy like?
Empty. It feels empty.
Feels empty.
Yeah.
Kind of like you're feeling right now, empty.
Yeah.
So I want you to see yourself standing there. I want you to tell me, which way do we have to go to find you? Would you be in your bedroom? Where did you used to hang out, Sandy?
Yes, that or the kitchen.
That or the kitchen. So where shall we go? Shall we go to the right, to the left, up the steps? Where do we go?
To the left.
To the left.
To the left.
So see yourself going to the left and tell me when you're standing outside the door of your bedroom. So see yourself walking through the house and tell
I'm
me
there.
you're there. Is the door to the bedroom open or is it closed?
Closed. Closed.
So we're going to take a minute to put our hand on that doorknob and we're going to very slowly open it just a crack because we don't want to startle little Sandy. And I want you to open the door and look in and tell me, where is Sandy in the room? Where is she?
She's on the left side. There's a twin bed and there's a window facing the north.
And what is she doing?
Bright yellow.
What's she doing?
Feeling the sunshine on her.
What's her demeanor? Is she happy? Is she sad? Is she lonely? What is her demeanor?
Content.
She feels
Feel
content.
whole, like I'm at home.
So as you're standing there in the doorway, I want you to push the door open a little more. And then I want you to repeat after me. I want you to say out loud,
Right.
Sandy, can I come in?
Sandy, can I come in?
I've come to keep you company.
I've come to keep you company.
I've come to tell you I love you.
I've come to tell you I love you.
You're a good girl.
You are a good girl.
None of this is your fault.
None of it is my fault.
Can I sit with you?
I sit with you.
See yourself going over to the bed where she's sitting by the sun and see if you can sit
Yes.
next to her. And tell her, I'm sorry things are so hard here.
I'm sorry things are so hard here.
It's okay. Mom and Dad are doing the best they can.
Mom and Dad did the best they could.
They can't handle stress.
They can't handle stress.
And Mom is completely overwhelmed.
My mom was completely overwhelmed.
And tell her it's not your fault.
It's not your fault that all this happened.
You're very brave.
You're brave, Sandy.
You're kind and considerate.
You are so kind and considerate.
You're a good sister.
You're a good sister. I am a good sister.
This is not your responsibility.
It's not my responsibility.
You're supposed to be taking care of your mom and dad are supposed to be taking care of you.
Mom and Dad were supposed to take care of me.
You're not supposed to take care of yourself.
I'm not supposed to take care of myself. I shouldn't have had to take care of myself. Or my brothers and sisters take care of me.
You're a powerful little girl.
Very powerful little girl.
You
Very
can do
blessed.
anything you can set your mind to.
I can do anything I set my mind to.
I'm sorry you feel so alone.
I'm sorry you feel so alone.
And I'm so sorry that you are left here.
And I'm so sorry you're left here.
I had no idea you were stuck.
I had no idea you were stuck.
But I could feel you underneath. I just didn't know how to get to you.
I can feel you underneath. I just didn't know how to get to you.
I felt your worry and your angst.
Felt your worry, your angst for years.
I'm so glad I found you.
I'm so glad I found you.
And I have to thank you.
And I have to thank you.
Because of you, I'm here.
Because of you, I am here.
I'm a survivor because of you.
I am a survivor because of you.
Your strength and resilience kept me alive.
Your strength and your resilience of everything kept you alive.
And I'm proud of who I am.
I am proud of who I am.
And I promise, Sandy, I'll never leave you again.
And I promise, Sandy, I'll never leave you again.
And you don't have to stay here anymore.
And you don't have to stay here anymore.
You don't have to take care of your
No.
sister or mom or dad. I've got you.
You don't have to take care of your sister, mom, and dad, or anyone. I've got you.
Would you like to come with me to a new life?
You want to come with me to a new life
where we can be free?
Where we can be free.
And together we'll call the shots?
And together we will call the shots.
And we'll create a new life.
And we're going to create a new life.
Because we're strong enough.
We are strong enough.
We're worthy.
And smart enough.
And smart enough.
We're worthy.
We can do anything we set our mind together.
We can't do anything we set our minds together. We're not alone. We're together.
None of this is your fault.
None of this is your fault.
Other people's actions and reactions are not your fault.
Other people's actions and reactions are not your fault.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Take her by the hand. Does she want to come with you?
I'm sure she wants to come with me.
So take her by the hand. Lead her out the door.
Okay.
Head towards the front door.
Okay. We're walking and we're there.
And I want you to look at the front door and I want you to look at her and I want you to say, we are done here.
We are done here.
We are never coming back.
Done. We're not coming back.
And no one ever has the right to control us again.
No one has the right to control us again. We're out.
We're going to be okay.
We're going to be okay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Open the door. Take yourself through the door and slam that door so loud that the whole house shakes.
Done.
And see yourselves walking away from that red brick house, hand in hand, heading towards that sun energy. And as you fade into the sun, see yourselves merging together, step by step, blending into one. Breathe her back into you. Breathe in. And exhale. And just take her back home so she's never afraid again. Because you're going to take care of her. You're going to talk to her.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to let her know she's safe and that the two of you can find a way to create the life you've always wanted. We don't have to stay a prisoner.
Deserve it. We deserve it.
You deserve it. Sandy, we did an abridged version of a session that I do called Soul Integration. When we gathered an orphan, so we found one of your orphans. I know you have many in that very difficult house. But how are you feeling right now, Sandy?
Like I can breathe.
Like you can
breathe. A little easier.
Little easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you want to continue to talk to your little girl, let her know you love her, When you're at home with your partner and they start to act up, just in your mind say to her, "It's okay, Sandy, I got you. I'll protect you. They have
Okay.
no power over
Thank you.
us, all right?"
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. God bless you.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
All right. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we'd love to hear from you live on our phone lines, and we're going to visit our friends on Facebook and YouTube. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Do you know me?
Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the Oldie Station right here in South Florida. 866-972-7247. We want to talk to you. And we're going to visit our friends on Facebook and YouTube and pop up a question before I go right back to my phone lines. So let's see, who do we have in our Facebook and our YouTube feed? Let's see who we've got tonight. We'll give you a chance to populate that question for us here. And let's see what we've got. There we go, waiting. There we go. We've got Luz Padad Luanzo Cruz. Hi, Sarah. My birthday, and they give us the birthday. My question is, it's going to be a long one. Let's see here if we can. Let's see. Okay, so my question is about my job. I know it's generally recommended to leave a job only when you have another one lined up. However, I've made a decision to resign without having something else in the hand. So let's see here. Any insight about my current job and chance to switch soon? Let's see here. So you made the decision to resign, and I'm going to tell you that yes, they say that that's not the best methodology, but sometimes we just need to get out of where we are and free ourselves. Now, interestingly enough, your intuition and your insight is dead on. You couldn't be more spot on in this movement, because this is the year for you to network and connect with new people that sets the tone for your next big career energy and your finances, and you're going to have a fabulous financial year in 2026, which makes me feel, Luz, that you're going to find a brand new job that pays you more. So I do feel that it's going to come. When do I see you making the official switch and jumping ship? Well, I see a lot of momentum in May, but I really feel that June, July offers this opportunity to make a switch and change. But you've got to take advantage of this month of May. For you especially, you've got to be in your go mode and make some things happen, making the connections and networking with all the right people and putting yourself in front of others who know people for an introduction, so you're not just a resume falling into the dark rabbit hole, not knowing if anyone received it. So, Luz, we know you can do this. I know maybe it was a little scary to make the resignation, but I do feel you've done everything that you needed to do, and it is time for change. And sometimes we know what we need to do at the moment. So good call on your intuition. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. Let's pull one more on Facebook or YouTube before we go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. LW Cap says, hey, just wondering about my health and my finances for the future. Well, LW, what I see here in this energy is that this year is presenting you with some challenges, and it's a time for you to take better care of yourself. I'm feeling about the energy of self-care. I'm feeling like we need to regulate something in the system, something in the blood. So we need to take care of that. I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose, but I do feel like there's something you have to do to get your body in better alignment, particularly the levels in the blood. Finances in the future, feel like things are feeling a little bit tight. Feel like that noose is going to loosen up and things are going to feel better in 2026. But for this year, you may have to watch the finances and claim the abundance that is your birthright until next year when things open up for you. Thank you, LW Caps, for your Facebook question. We always welcome your questions here on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to visit Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. Follow the page, like the page. We'd love to have you be a part of our family. Now, I'm going to go to Melbourne. I've got Margene in Melbourne. Margene, how are you?
Well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you. This is a great year for you to kind of get out of the stagnation, time to come out of the box, a little bit of a jack-in-a-box moment, got to pop out and have some more fun, be more creative, break the routine. It's really a time of, good friends, good connections, and really establishing yourself in a new creative flow. Is that something you're working on?
Yes, that sounds like something that I would like to work on more than I have been. Yeah.
That's the focus. So Spirit says that this is the perfect time for you to be doing those things. So if you felt the push, the pull, the compelling energy that's making you say, hey, I'd love to do more of this. I'd love to be more creative. Love to connect with some different people, color outside the lines, kind of break my routine. This is the year and the time to do it for you. What is your burning question for us tonight?
I am 65. I've 3 beautiful daughters, 2 grandchildren, and I'm at the crossroads of life when I wonder if I should continue to invest in trying to find a partner or not at this stage. I'm secure financially, happy here in Melbourne Beach, got great friends, good health. And that's like the one thing, I don't want to say it's missing. It's just something that's not there right now. I'm okay, but I wonder, should I invest more time in relationship searching or not?
Well, we don't have to really search. We can invest some time in showing up and going different places, meeting different people. It is important that you show up for that.
I do.
And I'm going to tell you that this year into next year are probably the strongest love energy years that you have had for the past 15 years.
Wow.
So if I were you, I wouldn't be sitting in my apartment or just hanging out with my girlfriends when I know that there's a Prince Charming waiting for you.
Well, no, I don't sit in my apartment. I do go out with my girlfriends, and they're wonderful. And I try and participate.
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, somehow you don't want to risk the peace and quiet and happiness that you already have with an unknown human coming in, right? That's what I think.
Then you have to learn to manifest. You need to envision the perfect partner and take a piece of paper and write down 100 qualities of what you would love to create in a relationship.
100.
100. I am not kidding.
Oh my God.
Because that'll take care of all those little personality flaws that may not be conducive to living in your house of peace and quiet. So you want it to be someone who's peaceful and kind and however you want them to be, kind, successful, someone who loves to travel, somebody who likes to have fun, someone who's a good conversationalist, somebody who is spiritual, and the list goes on, does the dishes, whatever floats your boat, honey. And you're going to write 100 things, handwritten, not on your phone. Now, here's what helps make it happen. You handwrite these items, fold it up on the piece of paper, and you put it in your wallet or in a compartment in your purse that you always carry. This is why I say the wallet, because we usually go somewhere with our wallet. And you fold it and you stick it in there. And when you open the door in the morning, when you start your day, the first time you go out, you say, I don't know where, I don't know when, but today's the day true love comes my way. And you go out into the world. Then you come back in. Next day, you do the same thing. I don't know where, I don't know when, but today's the day true love comes my way. You could be throwing the door open and run into the car. Makes no difference to me. Just say it. What happens is we send out this frequency to the universe, and the universe hears the call. They're like, there's a cry. Quick, run. Gather the angels and the guides. Let's find a soulmate from this experience that's meant to connect with this person. Let's line them up. Somewhere there's somebody, some guy sitting in his room going, really wish I had a girl. I don't know, not any good girls around here. And then all of a sudden they'll hear, I don't know where, I don't know when, but someday, today's the day true love comes my way. And next thing you know, they're showing up at the same place you are because fate and destiny and your spirit guides have arranged it. You see, we always think we have to do the work in the physical, but you could walk into a room and instantly know that you're meant to be with someone because the energy is right.
I can see that happening. I could see that being possible.
It is more than possible.
Wonderful.
So that's
I've
what I
never
want you to
tried
do. Well, work on that. There is love coming to you. This is your year to break your routine. So do a few different things. Next year is a very strong partnership year. So this year we consider it window shopping. Next year we seal the deal, honey.
I love
All
window
right?
shopping.
So, Margene, how did you hear about this show?
Well, my best friend, Joanne Bauer Lee,
Oh,
is
yes.
an owner of a restaurant here in Melbourne Beach, Florida, and she has my I'm not going to say it's loneliness, but always my situation in her current vision. So she said, give them a call tonight. Give her a call tonight. She's awesome.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah. And I know Joanne, so you tell Joanne I said hello, all right?
I will. Thank you so much for your input, and I will follow your guidance. And
I don't know where,
report
I
back
don't
to
know
you.
when, but today's the day true love comes my way. Make that list, check it twice, and you can check with Santa and the elves too. They don't care who's naughty or nice, but just make your list, honey. All right, it's time to get that done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Bye for now.
Okay, good
Bye.
night. Bye.
866-972-7247. We've got another call in Melbourne. Apparently, I am going to have to make a trip to Melbourne and go visit some people, Joanne especially. So let's take a look. We've got Kim in Melbourne. Kim, how are you doing? Good to connect with you.
I'm doing just peachy.
Just peachy, Miss Kim, I got to tell you, when I go back, I got to go back to 2017. And
Okay.
this seems to be a time where kind of set you on the path that you're on now. Did you make a move or a change in 2017? Do you recall?
Absolutely.
You
I
did,
moved,
huh?
Yes, I moved down to Melbourne Beach, where I'm calling from now.
Whoa. How did I know that? I don't know. Oh,
I have
must
no
be,
idea.
I must
You
be
are-
psychic.
You
I
are pretty
must be-
amazing.
I must be psychic. Well, Kim, what is your burning question for me? We've got a couple of minutes before we close the show. What's your question?
The question is, I'm here and I'm there. I'm up in Philadelphia as well as down here in Melbourne Beach. I have all my family, all my grandchildren, everyone down there. I have a couple different relationships going on, and I want to know which relationship that I should pursue, and I want to know which home I should stay in, and what I should do about all my responsibilities in Pennsylvania.
Well, this is a year of expansion of your emotional connection, your conscious connection. It is really a time to hone in on what's aligned. I will tell you that in 2026, so closing out of 2025 into 2026, you will make a choice. You must make a choice. You're spread too thin. You said your family's in Melbourne Beach right now. Is that where everybody is, or they're in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania?
They're all in Philadelphia.
Okay. So I feel like you're still coming to Melbourne Beach. I don't see you staying in Philadelphia. And what would you do with all your responsibilities? One by one, you delegate what needs to still be in momentum, and you'd cut the rest out, and you'd move yourself down, and it's time for you to just do you. When I fast forward you to 2027, I see a whole new world, a new beginning for you. It's really all about you. So everything you do in the next 18 months, and everyone, it is about 18 months until we get to 2027. So hold on to your hats.
Oh boy, that's a lot of hope.
But look how quick time is moving. So I know you've got a lot of loose ends and a lot of responsibilities. You said you had responsibilities, but I also feel like a lot of people depend on you, count on you, and it's time for you to do you. And you'll always have a way to see people. People will always come to visit you, but you are here to build community and friendship, and this is the second half of your life, and it's meant to be for you. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Okay. Is there a second part to that I can
yeah.
give you clarity on?
On the romance.
Someday he'll come along, the man I love.
Yeah.
What's the question? When?
The question is here or there.
Okay. Do you have a birthday for the here and a birthday for there? Because the birthday tells me who's meant to be for you.
The birthday is here is May 3rd, and the birthday there is February 17th.
Oh, two totally different people. You don't play around. Totally different personalities. Neither one is the same. Correct? Their personalities?
Correct. Opposite.
Complete opposite. But there's something about 217 that is charming and as appealing it could be. I really go with the 5-3.
Because
of
that's
how
the here.
How they're going to show up.
1 year.
How they're going to show up for you. Yeah.
Well, so far the 217 is the shower upper so far. For a long time, and the 5-3 is can't really show up. Doesn't have really necessarily the ability to be there necessarily.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's also commitment in 217, that ability to be committed. They've been showing up and they're committed in some ways, but they're kind of a creature of their own habit as well. So you are meant to be in Melbourne Beach, so perhaps your 217 can move.
That would be a little tricky.
No, don't complicate it. Tell the universe what you want. If you enjoy Melbourne Beach, then enjoy that. And so you know, you may have a third choice, and that will kind of change the game. So remember that I said that.
Third
All right.
choice? I think I'm done.
You never know.
I might go 0.
All right. I've got to pop off because we're closing the show.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Kim. Thank you so much.
Come on down to Melbourne Beach. The Cheers on the beach. It's a great place. A lot of fun.
I will come visit you guys. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Bye for now.
Thanks.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We'll see you next Wednesday night right here on the Oldies Station. See you next week. Bye for now.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.